Good morning. It's July 23rd, a Thursday, and it's an unusual Thursday. It's the opening of the baseball season, which has been cut short by the coronavirus. And tonight's game with the Yankees and the Washington Nationals, who are the World Series champion, is being played in Washington, D.C. And who do you think that the Nationals have selected to throw out the opening pitch? The first game of the season, an important game in a sense that baseball is finally coming out of retirement for this year. Now, if it's in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, the logical choice for this honor of throwing out the first ball would go to who? President Trump, of course. But the Nationals didn't pick President Trump. They picked his arch rival. They picked a man who has served this country for over 40 years. And who over the last several months has been an adversary of sorts to the president. He has contradicted the president many times over the president's statements about coronavirus, COVID-19. When the president has said everything is going extremely well, we are moving ahead, this gentleman has said, we're not doing great, not even close to doing great. And he has even been sidelined from the corona press conferences and the corona virus updates. And that's the man that the senators, well, they're not the senators, the Nationals. That's the man that the Nationals have selected to throw out the first pitch. And I give them kudos for doing that. It took a lot of courage to do that. And the man they picked, and you probably know who it is by now, was Dr. Anthony Fauci, a man who has served this country with honor for the last 40-something years. Now, Dr. Fauci is a fan. He's a Washington Nationals fan. But I suspect the real reason that they selected him is that he has been a true champion for our country during the COVID-19 pandemic and throughout his, what we will call his distinguished, very distinguished career. So it's only fitting that they honor him as they kick off the 2020 season and while defending their World Series title. And that came from a tweet that the Nationals put out. Those of you who have been waiting for the season to start, the Nationals and the Yankees will play tonight at 7:08 p.m. I don't know what station it'll be on. It'll probably be on Yes, that's the Yankee network. But there'll be no fans in the stands at Nationals Park. And then that game will be followed by another game on TV, the San Francisco Giants and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, the one other thing that Fauci had going for him is that last month in June, he was seen wearing a Nationals-themed face mask during testimony on Capitol Hill. So that's another reason that they probably selected him. It's a guy that walks around and advertises that he's a Nationals fan. So kudos to the Nationals, and let's hope the baseball season is a success. And speaking of masks, since the president has never worn a mask, he could never advertise for the Nationals. But a strange thing happened in the last couple of days. The president has finally said we should be wearing masks. And why would he say that after denying it all these months and making it seem as if it really wasn't necessary when every scientist on the earth is talking about wearing a mask? So why did he all of a sudden switch? Well, I'll tell you what I believe. He's fallen so far back in the polls that he's trying to rescue his election. So he's turned around and now he's saying we should all wear a mask. He should have done that months ago. What was this macho business with not wearing a mask? I think part of the problem is he's a very vain guy. Even though he has an orange complexion, he's still vain. He loves the way he keeps his hair. So wearing a mask for him was a threat, maybe to his masculinity. I'm a tough guy. Sure, you can be a tough guy when you're surrounded by security people and when you're getting tested constantly because you're the president and nobody wants the president to die. I would say that most people don't want the president to die. So he switches position. And maybe he really switched his position because he really wanted to throw the first ball out. Well, if he had worn a Nationals mask, maybe he would have got that honor. But the meanwhile is, he did come out and say to wear a mask, and that's an improvement. Maybe there will be some people, some Trumpites in some part of the South or the Southwest that will finally decide, hey, I better wear a mask. And if that happens, that'll be all to the good because, this virus is winning. The president said we're at war, but we're losing this war. And so I give him credit for finally coming to terms with the fact that we should wear a mask. And I'll leave you with that for the time being, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.